El Clasico returns this weekend with Real Madrid playing host to Barcelona. Not only is it one of the most infamous rivalries in world football, it will be a hugely important game for the fate of the Spanish League, with the club from Catalonia 2 points ahead of their Madrid rivals. Should Barcelona win at the Bernabeu, then it would be a giant step towards them retaining their crown. Should Real Madrid win, however, and Los Blancos will be leading their first title chase with 12 games to go since their last Liga triumph back in 2016-17. It would mark quite the turnaround from a side who in 2017-18 lost their star striker in Ronaldo to Juventus, went through 3 different managers and suffered the indignity of being dumped out of the Champions League last 16 thanks to a 4-1 home defeat to Ajax. And the man who deserves a huge amount of credit for re-establishing Real Madrid as La Liga challengers, again, is Zinedine Zidane. The Frenchman spent the first part of his return to the Spanish capital putting out the fires of discontent, as Madrid stumbled to a third-place finish with 68 points, their lowest return in 17 years. Promised an influx of fresh faces, the World Cup winner spent to the tune of €307 million on the likes of Eden Hazard, Luka Jovic and Eder Militao. Few of those transfers, however, have paid off, so far with injury and poor form affecting some of the newer rivals. It has meant Zidane has had to flex some of his tactical muscles to get Los Blancos up to speed, and it's these changes that has earned him newfound praise this year. Karim Benzema, the main man. Despite all the new arrivals, one of Zidane's best achievements is getting the best out of his old Champions League winning squad. None more so than Karim Benzema. Replacing the goal contribution of Cristiano Ronaldo was always going to be a near-on impossible task, even for a forward with 240 goals for Real Madrid to date. But the former Lyon man is growing in his role as the pinnacle spearhead of the attack. In 18-19, he stepped up his game by scoring 21 times in the league, having found the net just 5 times the year before that. In what was his joint second best Liga return, playing in a more central position, he started taking 3.1 shots per game, up from 2.6 the year before, clearly playing with more confidence in a preferred area. His shots on target accuracy grew from 34% to 48% in the same period. This season, with Bale and Hazard in and out of the squad, Jovic struggling, and the young Brazilians Rodrigo and Vinicius gradually improving, Benzema's responsibility and importance has never been so great. His shot per game numbers have risen again to 4, just shy of the 4.4 he posted during the 2015-16 season when he scored 24 times, while no player in the Madrid squad has played more than his 2,041 minutes at the time of writing. The result has been 13 goals from 24 games, with an XG90 of 0.65, the same as Barcelona's Luis Suarez. During the peak of the Ronaldo, Bale and Benzema success, moments of individual brilliance and reactive play between the fluid front three were often relied on for goals rather than an engineered plan to break down the opposition. It's a reason Guardiola's Barcelona team are generally perceived as greater than the triple Champions League winning Los Blancos squad, due to some of the incredible mechanics to the side. It is also the reason Zidane was so successful, as he was seen as a key inspiration and motivator to the whole squad in a way his predecessors Ancelotti, Benitez and Mourinho just weren't. Benzema was very much part of that, switching between a number 9 and 10 throughout the games, and being pushed central or wide. This season, however, he has very much stuck to his number 9 position, operating in a similar fashion to Liverpool's Roberto Firmino by helping link up play. Between 2016 and 2018, he would only complete on average 20.2 passes per game, but that number has risen to 27.6 over the last 2 seasons, peaking this campaign. Not only that, he currently touches the ball at a career high average of 46.3 times per game, and is involved in 3.4 ground duels per match, almost 1.5 more than he was in his previous 2 seasons. This all shows how Zidane has evolved his side's attack, making Benzema a specific target man rather than having a fluid front three. And he has taken that responsibility in his stride, hustling and linking play more than ever before. Registering 6 assists and with his 1.8 key passes per 90 above his career average, Benzema's hold-up play has helped bring other players into the game and create opportunities to score. It helps explain how, despite the 32-year-old only having scored 13, Real Madrid are the second highest scoring team this season on 46 goals, as they have 17 different scorers throughout. He may have been on a recent goal drought of late, having failed to score in 10 of the last 12 matches, but his importance in the role has become much more than that of a forward. Now Real Madrid's all-time record assist maker on 133, he's an undroppable figure from the side. Solid defence. Back in July, the warning signs were glaring at Zidane when he watched his side lose 7-3 to bitter local rivals Atletico Madrid in the International Cup. The irony is that since then, Atletico have become a team who can't score, while Real are currently Europe's best side defensively, having conceded just 17 times and kept 10 clean sheets in the Liga. Matched only by Liverpool in the top 5 leagues, they are on course for their best display at the back in 31 years. Whereas Real Madrid in the past few decades have been a Galactico-inspired attacking unit. Zidane can take a lot of credit for ensuring that 7-3 mauling has become a distant and unrecognisable blip in their recent history. In a recent interview with The Athletic, when questioned on his side's defensive record, Toni Kroos highlighted how Zidane had re-sparked a love of hard graft, stating, "When you realise you got rewarded for your collective work and see results, it starts becoming fun." A quick look at La Liga statistics, and it's clear just how hard Los Blancos are working. They make 26.5 tackles and interceptions per game, the 4th best in the division, and have won 57.8% of their aerial duels, behind only Athletic Bilbao. Even more impressively, only Getafe face fewer shots than Madrid's 8.4 per 90. Considering they rank behind only Barcelona for average possession per match and make the most attempts on any opposition goal, these stats show how despite being offensively orientated, Real Madrid's aggression without the ball is unparalleled. Pressing high up the pitch, Zidane has made his side eager to recover possession and press as a team, not allowing their opponents to establish themselves in the game. All of their defenders can take credit for this success. The only La Liga player to have scored in 16 consecutive seasons, Sergio Ramos continues to epitomise what it means to wear the Madrid shirt, while Varane is having one of his best campaigns yet in his 9th year at the club. Both rank in the top 11 for successful passes by defenders in the Liga, showing how they have bought into the new style asked of them. But it is Dani Carvajal and Casemiro who are the real stars of the defensive unit. Both are statistically on their way to having their best seasons at Madrid, having reaped the benefits of Zidane's return. From a defensive standpoint, Dani Carvajal has been the hardest working of the back four. His tackles and interceptions per 90 are up to 3.5 from 2.8 the year before, and the number of times he has been dribbled past per match has halved. And from any defenders in La Liga, only Gerard Piqué and Clement Lenglet of Barcelona pass the ball more than the 28-year-old 67.4 times per game. Casemiro, however, is in a different league. One of Zidane's original master strokes was to elevate the Brazilian to a first-team regular in the 15-16 season, with the midfielder previously too offensively orientated. And this campaign he is back to his combative best, leading his side on 6 tackles and interceptions per 90. In the Liga, only Atleti's Saul Niguez and Getafe's Marc Cucurella block more shots, passes or crosses collectively than the former Porto man, who manages 2 per 90. It means when fullbacks become offensive, they can be sure Casemiro is there to defend space behind them. In the same Athletic interview, Kroos praised Zidane's ability to get his players to trust themselves on the pitch, and with no player is that more appropriate than the Brazilian. Thibaut Courtois. Probably Zidane's most valuable achievement, however, is helping return Thibaut Courtois to the top of his game. The 2018 World Cup Golden Glove winner's first year in Madrid had been far from a success last season. He made just 27 appearances and was rotated frequently with Keylor Navas. Zidane gave the Belgian the nod of approval when he sanctioned a move for the Costa Rican to PSG. But even by October this campaign, he was yet to get the Bernabeu crowd on his side. He was conceding a career worst of 1.37 goals per game, with that rising to 1.5 at the Bernabeu. Things appeared to reach rock bottom when, in a Champions League game against Club Brugge, he was removed at half-time, with his side trailing 2-0. His coach was quick to blame it on illness and not form, continuing to show public support for his keeper. Since then, Courtois has really grown in stature. No longer the brunt of the Real Madrid faithful, Courtois' save percentage has risen to 78.7% from 64.4% the season before. Yet to be beaten from distance this year, he currently only concedes from 1 in 4 shots on target in the box, which is very impressive. A strong keeper can breathe confidence into any defence, so to have one of the world's very best in peak condition will give Zidane many reasons to be happy. Midfield versatility. One of the main tactical switches the Frenchman has made is becoming flexible across a number of different formations. He has used 5 different combinations this season, varying from his classic 4-3-3 across to 4-1-4-1 and even 4-3-1-2. This switch has allowed him to maximise the players at his disposal in midfield and help Madrid's new possession-based game to flourish. Toni Kroos and Casemiro are the main regulars of the squad, with the German furthering his reputation as one of the best passers in the game thanks to a commanding return to form this campaign. His pass completion rate of 93% is the best in the whole of La Liga, and made even more impressive by the fact Ever Banega is the only player to attempt more than his 7.1 long balls per 90. Whether in a midfield 3, 4, even 5, alongside Kroos and Casemiro, Zidane has been able to play a combination of 6 different midfielders. The most common includes the new emerging star of 21-year-old Federico Valverde in a 3, having used that trio for 739 minutes together at the time of writing. This has helped take the strain off Luka Modric, who turned 34 this year. Not only that, he's gradually getting the best out of Isco again, with the hot and cold 27-year-old becoming ever more present since the turn of the year, while James Rodriguez is still an option if needed for creativity. Should Bale, Hazard or the young Brazilians Rodrigo and Vinicius not be playing, and his midfield options mostly on the pitch, then the fullbacks Ferland Mendy and Dani Carvajal can provide attacking width. It's no surprise to see Carvajal has already matched his best goal involvement return in a season for Los Blancos, with his 1 goal and 4 assists, testament to the fact he's making a career-high 2.2 shots and key passes per 90. And Mendy has arguably been the most successful of all Madrid's summer recruits. His flair is plain to see, successfully completing 67% of his 2.1 dribbles per game, ranking him behind Eden Hazard in his squad. Though he has just 1 assist to his name, that will come with time. In conclusion, Zidane is back to his old ways of getting the best out of the squad he has available. Recognising they aren't the goal-scoring force they once were with Ronaldo, he has a defensively driven and tactically flexible side capable of bullying their opponents out of the game. And he has extracted the best form from his key players, while keeping the fringe players happy and as valued members of their squad. Should they beat Barcelona this weekend and go on to win the league, it will be a genuine team effort with Zidane firmly at the helm. So that is how Zinedine Zidane has made Real Madrid title challengers again. But do you think we've missed out any other possible points? Please let us know in the comments below. And what other kind of scout reports do you want us to do? Please put them down there as well. If you want to see more Eurofootball Daily content, then hit the video on screen right now. And as always, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.